in the year 2016, the Nudes and Cubes welcomes you to the ninth episode of Old Gentle Friends Radio. My name is Migs and with me is Emil.
What up?
And yeah, we're here to talk about games, movies, TV, and comics. We're just trying to do something new here. So it's a new year and we are officially back in the podcasting business, you can tell.
Yeah.
So it's been what? I think you already been in hiatus like 2 or 3 weeks.
yeah, I believe it's
And,
two. Yeah, it's like 2 weeks, but we haven't totally been out of it. We just haven't done any podcasts
mhm.
till now.
Yeah, and I think a lot has happened. A lot of shows, a lot of movies has already been, you know, shown in theaters and in TVs, and a lot of games to play. A lot of new games were shown and were played. I don't know. I mean, looking back at 2015, I can also say it's a great year for games. Would you agree?
Eh, I think so. Like 2015 was.
I mean,
Yeah, there was some great
yeah, it's a
titles in
lot of.
2015. I mean, I didn't. Well,
I mean, we got
2015
we
did
got
have.
The Witcher,
Yeah, that's true.
we
The
got
Witcher,
Metal Gears, we got
Arkham Knight.
um,
Yeah,
yeah, we
Batman
got
Arkham
the
Knight.
the new Halos and the Undertales, which is it's pretty surprising
Yeah.
to be.
We also got Far Cry
Oh
once it
yeah,
came out.
is it? Is it? Oh yeah, near
Yeah,
early
yeah,
2015, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
God, I forgot about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so there definitely has been some like a lot of games that came out. Like there was also the um well, I'm blanking here.
Speaking of games, we
Wow, I just
played
spaced out
a
right now.
lot. Yeah. But speaking of games, God, I mean, I think from December 24 to the present, we were all about the Dark Souls too. We were like late bloomers,
Oh yeah, we
and
finally got into the
the game.
groove of Dark Souls. We're finally
Yeah,
on
I
that
mean
bandwagon.
the game came out like 2 or 3, I guess 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
about a year or two
And
ago.
yeah,
No, but like
God,
that was the
and
I think that was the first version.
yeah,
Dark Souls
the
2, but like
console versions.
the expanded version, um was it Sins of the First Scholar or something like that? Came out like a year ago, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's not necessarily a new game, but it's a lot of fun. And I heard that Dark Souls 3 is already, you know, in line
shaping up.
to
Yeah.
come out soon. So that's
Hopefully,
something.
there's gonna be like, I don't know, if Dark Souls 3 is ever gonna come out, where will you play it?
I mean, I'll play it wherever you can play it, because I'd
Yeah,
rather
because
play the game with friends. I like that. That just goes for any game in general. Like if I can play it in a multiplayer setting, then I'd rather play it with friends. So that's where I
yeah,
stand with games
same goes for me.
in general.
I was actually planning to buy a PS4 this year because I was thinking of getting Bloodborne,
Oh,
and that is also from the makers of Dark
I know,
Souls 2.
right? So
Yeah,
that is going to be
and
our channel. We're going to be a niche channel now of
yeah,
Bloodborne and
it's
Dark Souls 3.
yeah, a lot of people actually are telling that the PS4 is basically the Bloodborne machine.
No, it's true.
It's pretty funny
It's true.
because I think it's what makes the system so.
Yeah,
And it's yeah,
it does.
judging from that, I mean it's really a very good game. I also watched a lot of my friends play that game, and
Oh, really?
oh god, it's more difficult than Dark Souls 2. I can tell
Well,
you.
because part of the convenience of um doing coverage with Bloodborne on a PS4 is because of its integration to live streaming. So let's say you want to broadcast your Let's Plays out there. It's just as easy as pushing a button that, hey, you're live streaming right now, and you just go.
Yeah, by the show
There's no
settings.
post
Yeah.
editing. It's just you playing your game, and then the second you shut it off, you're done. It's just that
Uh,
simple.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
definitely like fun times ahead.
there are rumors that Bloodborne will come to the PC. So we don't know.
I
Hopefully
mean, I
it's
don't.
true because that would be more convenient. But
Yeah.
judging by the graphic requirements, hopefully it would be as forgiving as Dark Souls 2. But
God, we'll see.
definitely I'll be
We'll see.
yeah, but definitely I'll be getting a PS4 with that one.
Oh yeah.
I think that's one of the games that would let me, I mean make me get a PS4.
Oh yeah. Well, mine's already starting to collect dust ever since I finished playing Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh
So
my god, that's months ago.
I know it's been a
But
while. It hasn't fired up lately. I mean, I have other games that I could be playing with it, but not for the moment. Dark Souls 2 is pretty much up there in terms of
yeah,
like, oh, I really want to play this. And we'll talk more
that
about that game
that
specifically in a little bit too.
that invading session we got yesterday was like it's one of the most funniest things we've ever done. I know because it's a kind of
Uh, it's
I don't know, because we haven't seen it yet. I mean, from my perspective, but I think I already uploaded a 5 minute video of the whole thing that happened
I
with
managed.
your audio on.
I
But
noticed it was just my audio. I was like, why am I'm
yeah,
laughing by myself. Um, no, yeah, I did see the clip where
I
you're
was
basically Solid Snake in barrels.
yeah, I was stalking the guy trying to invade. And I don't know
That's
why,
perfect.
but he didn't notice me at first.
I know.
Like it didn't show in the video, but when he entered Sinner's Rise, I was just in the corner,
Yeah, you were
and
by
when he passed
the
me,
ladder, right? Right by the
yeah,
ladder.
he passes on the ladder. He stopped, and he kind of gave a double take. Then he just proceeded to go to the ladder. Then afterwards, I didn't move, and I was starting to laugh.
Oh my
And
god.
when he went down, that's the time that he tried to check again. But at the same time, he went on to his way, and that's when the stalking begins. It's just pretty hilarious,
It was the second
especially in
that
the elevator.
I saw the part where he started noticing you. It was when you were standing by the ledge and then you turned a little and then he
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, Jay," he whips out his bow and he starts like aiming at you.
yeah. I think he already noticed it when I mean, if you were in his shoes, you'll definitely notice an invader when three barrels started to jump with you in the elevator.
No, but you landed on his
He
head
was
though. You were on his head,
yeah,
so I maybe it was like
he
one of
was
those
all
things where he didn't
chill and
notice it.
all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
probably he said, it's just a bug. Then I
Yeah.
tried to turn around very quickly. I think that's, he noticed it, and
Oh
then
yeah.
yeah,
Oh man.
but it was fun. I was
Definitely.
surprised that the enemies didn't actually try to kill me, and it's all in the player.
No,
So
no, no.
that's why you keep telling me that
That's what
you need
happens when you invade. When you're invading, the
enemies
enemies
ignore
of that map they don't do anything to you unless um the person
you
who owns that world uses I think it was like seed of the tree giants or something like that.
giants. Yeah, see the
Like
three
it
giants.
was like some sort of seeds that you get, and then all the enemies like aggro you too.
Mm. And then yeah, anyway, funny, but yeah, to get the story short, I died, but
I am so
I
shocked
did
that
it.
you died. I was
Yeah,
shocked that you
I think he
died. Like you
healed.
had huh? Sorry,
He
what?
kind of healed during the last minute, and I think
Mm,
he blocked my Estus flask, So I also can't heal that time, but he can. So it's
Uh,
okay. It's a fair. I
well, no, it's
mean,
weird.
I'm the invader, so
If you have a great heal, the spell, then you could have healed yourself, which I thought you
oh
did.
yeah.
I thought you did.
Nah,
You took it
nah, I
out.
didn't equip it.
Oh,
I equipped a lot of dark hexes,
okay.
which is just crazy. But yeah, it's good. It was fun. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm gonna do it again
Oh
if I
yeah,
have a lot of spare time.
for sure.
Yeah.
Um.
So speaking of games, we're gonna do another segue. But I kind of um listened to a podcast for the past few weeks, which is Hunt the Truth,
Okay.
and I got this from when I was listening to Matt Visual and the Visual Wood.
Mhm.
He mentioned this podcast called Hunt the Truth, and it's all about the Halo universe. And it was kind of weird because I'm not really too fond of Halo.
Mhm.
Although I know some stuff story wise, like the origins of the Master Chief and such. Now, Hunt the Truth actually develops into that by using a different protagonist, which is Benjamin Gerard. He's like a reporter for the Oni group.
Okay.
And I kid you not, Benjamin Gerard is voiced by Keegan Michael Key. It makes it more interesting.
What? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Um. So
Is it
it's this podcast is actually a marketing tool for the launch of Halo 5. So they made like 13 episodes
okay?
of the podcast. So it's like a story podcast thing going on. And it kind of follows Ben Gerard's journey to finding out the truth about the Master Chief and
Okay.
his origins and why he was framed for crimes he didn't commit, blah blah blah. And surprisingly, the cast and the production values are way up. Like
Really?
Microsoft really did a lot to make this,
But wait,
very
for a
popular.
podcast, like
Very relevant.
what else would they do with it?
Well, well, there's sound production. There's they got good music, good ambient noise going on during
Mm,
the show.
I see.
And God, the voice actors, man. Keegan Michael Key is just the icing on the cake, but you got Robin Scherbatsky
Oh, really?
in the cast. Who's that again? Ah, God, I forgot his name.
um,
Colby
Kobe
Smulders.
Smulders.
Yeah, and you also got Mark Hamill in some
Okay.
small part. You also got Troy Baker, being Troy Baker at all. You got who's this? And oh God, it's just so many, but so many talent in that voice acting cast, and it shows a good story. It tells a good story, even though it's riddled with all of these Halo plots and things, all Halo. As a self-contained story, it is good. It has this mystery feel, trying to find what's up and in their universe and the and the the sacrifices that the characters
That
been
they make.
giving
Yeah.
to hunt the
Mm.
truth or something like that.
Hmm.
And
So
Keegan Michael Key's very good at this. He is flat out serious
nice.
in
I was
the
actually worried
story.
when you
And
mentioned it. I thought it was like, so is it like a comedic tone? Because he kind of has that. It's hard to. I
he
can't
was
imagine like some
surprisingly
half-ass.
good.
Okay.
You try to remember all of the skits in Key and Peele, and the skits where he is kind of serious at one
Mhm.
point. You get a
Mhm.
lot of that in Hunt the
Mm.
Truth. And there's also sometimes that he goes kind of a comedic route. All of you know, well, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there are some funny stuff there. Although it's a bit rare on some of the episodes, but it's very entertaining. I find it very entertaining.
Okay. So just a quick question. If as someone who has not seen or know anything about Halo, would I be able to get into it? Do you think I would, understand the
I
story, get attached to it?
Yeah, I bet you can. I mean,
Yeah.
the story as far as the basics go, it's a story about Keegan Michael Key's character.
Okay.
And the Halo universe and all things Halo is just something like story. It's like a tool to tell the story.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you know anything about the Haloverse. It's actually a good listen,
Okay.
and it's
All
kind of
right.
entertaining.
I'll give it a chance. I'll try it out at work.
Yeah, and if you do want to listen to it, you can just go to soundcloud.com/hunt the truth.
Okay.
So there you go,
I'll check that out.
the endorsement.
Free endorsement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then what else? You've been watching any TV shows lately?
Um,
Because I
Oddly
think
enough, I stumbled. This is actually, it's funny because this actually a little bit correlates to our movie club topic today,
oh
and I'll make that connection in a little bit. But I accidentally clicked on the anime section on my Netflix account, and I actually found this series, Fate Unlimited Bladeworks. Now, I remember a few years back, I really got into the original series, which was Fate Stay Night.
yeah, I
Um,
remember that one.
Basically, the concept is that there are, was it like five or six mages? And then
Uh,
every so many years, there is like a tournament for the Holy Grail, and basically all these mages, they get these servants who try to basically fight alongside them to kill the other mages and other servants in order to win the Holy Grail War.
yeah.
And they get a wish granted to them, and that's basically the concept. Um,
hmm
Now the reason why I wanted to watch this one was because I was, just a little bit curious about like, okay, is this like a different story? But it's basically it's a different
Universe.
retelling of Fate Stay Night.
Oh,
Like Fate Stay Night never happened. Fate Limited Blade Works is, it tries to make the story a lot more deep. It tries to bring it more depth,
or
try to make it more complicated, and um, I honestly think that very, it was like really poorly written. Um, there
really?
was
All
so
right, but
many.
is it more closely related to the manga, or it just goes out of the way and does its own thing?
I mean, I honestly have never read the manga for this, but like maybe it did, but it. I remember like comparing it from Fate Stay Night to Unlimited Blade Works, they kind of like the original series. They kind of just hinted on Shiro being
Oh,
the original human form of Archer. They kind of just
oh, really?
hinted on that, but they never like revealed it. In Unlimited Blade Works, it becomes an actual like main storyline plot.
So they did kind of connect it.
Yeah, they made that big connection, and that's also part of the reason why I started having issues like as the story progressed, because it became that the mages became so powerful that they could fight other servants, and I'm like, aren't
Oh,
servants
that's
supposed to, be the powerhouse to like, beat the living crap out of people? But then you
isn't it
have,
their job to do it?
yeah, you get these characters like this odd character who was able to defeat Saber in hand-to-hand combat. I'm like,
Oh,
okay, so that's
right.
kind of, it's kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay, I don't know, okay, but yeah, it got really weird. But for me, it was more like, okay, I really just wanted to see that completion. Like I love the concept of having a heroic spirit come back to life to kind of like fight in a war or something like that. I thought it was like a very
Uh,
interesting concept because then you learn a little bit more, about those servants as they come about. Like they start telling their stories, and then you learn, their abilities, and becoming servants actually makes them into, a stronger entity. Now, my problem with
Yeah.
this is that they try to make so many things connect with each other that it made no sense at all. Like the way that they explained how Shiro turned into Archer was okay, so Shiro grew up and became the quote unquote hero of justice that he always wanted himself to be. And then he somehow has made a pact with, I believe they said that he made a pact with like the universe or something like that, and then he became what they called a defender. A defender is
Mhm.
someone who is removed from time and space, so he doesn't really die.
Okay, that's kind of overpowered.
Yeah, so what happens is that he gets transferred to different eras, like whether it's the future, the past, any time that there was ever like a great injustice that the world needed to fix, he would be sent there to kill to kill people. He's basically like an overpowered assassin. And
Hmm.
then
Yeah.
what happened was his reality marble, his unlimited blade works, um reality, that land where it's all just swords that he's ever made, that became
Uh
kind of
huh.
like his prison. Like all the creations he's ever made, that's where he stayed at. And
Oh,
then
that's
and so it was like, so he never, apparently he could never die, but in his mortal life he was killed after saving people from, a group of terrorists. He was hung by the people he saved, and that's when his spirit was removed um from time and space. And so he's kind of
right.
always just been like a heroic spirit, which is weird because now there's servants and then there's defenders.
Yeah, it's kind of it. It sounds very video gamey to me.
Yeah, but it tries really hard to make connections with things that don't add up. And then there's so much like philosophical, issues
Oh,
between Archer and Shiro, because like Archer is more like, I am so sick of this life. I've saved so many people and it
ah,
hasn't gotten me anywhere. Shiro's like the hard-headed type who's like, no, I want to be a hero of justice, save everyone, blah blah
that is kind of
blah. That goes
that's
on.
typical angsty anime
Yeah. It's
plot.
overly
Yeah.
ambitious. There's also so
Uh,
many other problems with the show, but I don't think I really need to get into that.
yeah. Well, speaking of fantasy and heroes with morals and well, ambition problems, I get to read the Witcher books,
Mm.
and is it is very good. I mean,
Yeah?
well, I know The Witcher via the video games,
Right.
and when I started playing The Witcher 3 late last year, I was kind of curious about the lore,
Mm-hmm.
and when I dropped into fully booked in Town Center like last year, yeah, like last December, I happened to see that the Last Wish is on sale,
Okay.
and I immediately buy that book as well as the third one, which is Time of Contempt. But I just bought the third one just to make a a reservation decision so that
Okay.
I'll definitely buy the whole set once the other books come out.
How many books
But yeah,
are there?
well, that's the thing because the book series is actually based. I mean, it's actually written by a Polish author
Okay.
named Andrzej. I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, but it's Andrzej Sapkowski.
Okay. I
So
have no idea,
yeah,
so
see,
all right.
you have no idea because he's from Poland, but
No.
you try to. I don't know if I can. It's fair to compare him, but he's basically like the Neil Gaiman
Okay.
of Poland.
All right.
And in his Witcher books, there is like his masterpiece.
Ah.
It's a very different fantasy book. I mean, I know you read some some Dragon Age
Oh yeah,
books.
Dragon
I
Age.
read
Mm-mm.
those things are very different in tone because the Witcher books are more like um how do you call this,
50
fairy
Shades.
tales?
Oh.
No, fairy. No, more like
50 Shades of
more like
Gerald.
fairy tales with a bit of 50 Shades because there's a lot of a lot of sex
Oh,
in there also,
so 50 Shades
and
of Gerald.
it's yeah, it's like a matured version of the Grimm brothers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because Geralt is basically living the Monster Hunter dream
Mm. Mm-mm.
of his generation,
Mm.
and so yeah, the first book that I read, and it's also the first book of the series, is The Last Wish, which is actually like a series of short stories into one book,
Okay.
and
Oh,
it
it's like short
tells
tales.
yeah, short
Oh.
tales. So it's like 5 to 6 short tales about Geralt during his
Oh.
early days, and the short stories that are featured there have connections to the game also and to other stuff. So it's like the origins of this character, what happened to this character, like the introduction of certain characters like Dandelion, and there's also a story on why Geralt was named the Butcher of Blaviken
Okay.
at some point.
Oh. Okay.
So these short stories are, if you don't have any idea about the Witcher games, this is a good place to start
Uh,
reading
is there a
these.
book that covers the original games, like Witcher 1, 2?
This is the thing. I mean, the Witcher games is actually I mean,
The books
it
are.
actually takes place after the books, so you don't have
Ah.
to know
Now that's my issue,
the
though.
plot of the game.
That's my issue.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to play Witcher 1 and 2 because I'm just spoiled with this generation now of video games that I don't think I'll be able to like get into it.
Yeah, yeah, true, true.
I think
But I think, well, Witcher 2 is kind of playable.
okay.
Witcher 1,
I remember
I don't
trying to
know. I
play
mean, I
Witcher 1.
remembered playing that game and it was goddamn difficult.
Yeah. But that
Both
was that was
gameplay
great
wise.
back then. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like the same problem with Mass Effect. Mass Effect, you wanted to
Oh
get into the
yeah,
story,
yeah.
but like if you started playing Mass Effect like me around when 3 came out, like playing 1 was just, I'm sorry to
Oh
say this,
yeah.
but it was just like garbage to me. I was like, "Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know."
But seriously, the story. I mean, story wise, the best was one,
For Witcher?
and no, for Mass
For
Effect.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, it has a good
Oh,
story.
I'm
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 not gonna
sure it
lie.
does. I'm sure it does.
Yeah, but you just have
I
to
I am just
get
so
over
spoiled. If
that
they remake
barrier.
1 and make it like 3, I will freaking play that game for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, back to
All right, back to
Witcher. I
Witcher.
think, yeah, that's what also worries me. That's why I kind of stopped playing the third game because I might spoil the books because
Ah.
it already happened once, but it's okay. I mean, it's already there. I mean, when I played Witcher 2, there's a lot of lore already established. So when I went to read the books, I kind of understand that. Okay, this thing happened in the video game. So this is what happened during the first time it
Hmm.
it showed.
So it jumps.
So
Some of it's like
yeah,
prior, some of it's during.
I think the actual, I mean, the order of the books here is that the first two books about the short stories go
Hmm.
first.
Oh, okay.
Then they have the actual novel series, which starts with Blood of Elves, then continues to go forward until the last. book, which is not available now in English, which is kind of a doozy.
Wait, for real?
And
Even on Amazon?
yeah, because yeah, I mean this is what's up with the Witcher series because
Okay.
I think they have like a 1 year delay for translating Andrzej's works. So
Freaking
the
Andres.
last novel, yeah, the last novel for the Witcher series actually came out like 2 years ago. But
hmm
for the English version, it's gonna be next year, 2017. So
What?
it's a long way.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a while.
I'm not kidding. Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know. I mean, right now I'm enjoying the books. Like I'm at the second book with the short stories called Sword of Destiny,
hmm
and after that I'll be starting with Blood Elves probably next month. I also I lent the first book to Mike, and yeah, he actually likes it
Oh yeah.
to the point that he quoted one of the things Garrett says in the book in his Facebook page, and the likes and the comments start pouring over. Oh, he's a genius. I was like, then I message him. You got that from The Witcher, damn it. It's like, yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh man. Good
So,
times.
yeah, I guess we'll have a short break, everyone, and after we get back, we will have the movie club.
Of the week.
And another future topic, which is first and most memorable games you played during your childhood. So stay tuned, and we'll be back after a few seconds.
Welcome back, guys, and we are going to move forward to our movie club section.
All right, we're gonna make this tight, 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 to make it for more Dark Souls 2 time later. But anyway, movie club. So
Movie
we're
club
gonna start 2016 with 12 Monkeys,
from
starring
1995.
starring Bruce Willis,
Bruce
Brad
Willis.
Pitt, Bruce Willis. I'm a man, Bruce
Oh,
Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, and we kind of I kind of watch. Actually, I kind of watched the TV series Emil
there's a
way back
there's a
in 2015. Yeah,
there's a
there's TV
TV
series.
series of
There's a
this
2015 television adaptation
of this.
starring yeah, of this starring who's this, Aaron Stanford, Amanda Scholl, and our favorite Mexican guy Kirk Azevedo.
Hey, really?
Yeah, it's
Serious?
Charlie from Fringe is there, and he plays that Jose guy. Except in the TV series, he's named Ramses, Jose Ramsey. So yeah, so he's the same character. So it's
What?
I tell you, this is the surprise thing that I'm going to say to you when we start this 12 Monkeys
Oh.
movie club. That there's a 2015 TV adaptation with the same characters, but there's a sudden twist in it. But we're not gonna dabble into that. We're gonna dabble into the actual original movie starring Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt.
Alright, alright. Get behind Amanda
So
Shaw.
yeah, Amanda Shaw. Yeah, you know that
Okay.
you know that actress because she's a, I mean, I don't know. Where did she actually? I think she's in Suits and
I
Nikita.
haven't seen
That's
so.
the show I
Oh.
actually remembered
Oh.
her. And also in well, she guest starred in Castle as well as Psych, but it's kind of a minor role anyway.
Hmm.
Anyways, back to 12 Monkeys.
All
So,
right.
in this neo noir sci-fi film that's directed by Terry Gilliam, it stars Bruce Willis as James Cole, Jack Cole. Anyways, he's just
Oh yeah, you had to be
stars as
Filipino for that one.
yeah, yeah. So it stars as James Cole as a like, is I don't know, is he a convict or a prisoner? A prisoner living in some sort of post-apocalyptic version of Philadelphia.
You know, it's weird. It
So
is he actually a prisoner? Because he looks more like a guinea pig.
probably a prisoner, or kind of
I mean,
like
they do
a
talk about
captive.
his sentence, like his
Yeah.
sentence. So
So I guess
I
it's a
guess he would
very
be a
fair
prisoner.
guess that he is a prisoner. Like he did some
I
bad
guess
stuff,
so.
and
I
probably
guess so.
because I watch a TV series and he's sort of a prisoner there. So,
Okay.
but yeah. Anyway, enough of the TV series. We're gonna go discuss the movie. And yeah, he's sort of a prisoner, and there's this thing that happened during the movie, which is like a virus that hit 1997 and
1996.
1996, and
Yeah.
shit got down. A lot of people died, and
Five
that's what we
billion? 5 billion people died.
billions. I'm
Five
sorry,
billion people. All right. Had
Superman
to get that
Returns.
out.
So anyway, yeah. So the film starts with in 2027, so it's near future. And what happened was there's this facility where scientists are trying to develop a cure, and in order to do that, they need to send someone back in time to actually gather information on what really happened during the first days of the viral outbreak. And during the movie, they selected Bruce Willis to be, a cosmonaut, so a time traveler. And the first jump was in 1990, so he was 6 years earlier, and that's where
Yeah.
he met Dr. Rayleigh, which is a doctor in a mental institution,
Right.
and he got arrested, and he was deemed insane because of what he's trying to tell the doctor, which is we're gonna die, and I need a phone call for some reason.
He's like, I'm from the future. I know stuff.
Sure. No stuff. Yeah. And there he got into the mental institution where he encounters Jeffrey Goins, played by Brad Pitt, and wow, I mean that was some performance,
I
really.
know. It was pretty
It
great.
was awesome. Yeah, it was pretty good. I love that. I love his part there.
I know.
And
I was so shocked when he was on it. I was like, wow,
yeah. That
this shit was
that
good.
scene in the mental institution was kind of like a different movie.
I
You
know,
know what I'm
right?
saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
it has a different feel. I mean, the camera shots that they used on that one,
yeah, yeah.
like zoomed in fisheye type of shot. It kind of depicts, yeah, you're in a mental institution, so it's kind of like this trippy, loony feel that you have
Mhm.
to show the audience, and it it worked pretty well in this movie. So
Yeah, I thought
so
they did it
if
pretty
you're
well.
gonna yeah, so if you compare it to the other scenes in the movie, it's like a different thing on its own, and it's it's pretty awesome. And anyway, they find, I mean, yeah, he kind of encounters Jeffrey Goins. He kind of has like an escape plan. He sort of lets James escape because he finds him not insane, and kind of has he kind of jives with him in a sense, right? Like
Well, in his
even
own head, he
though
kind of jives with him.
yeah, because James is really drugged, and he kind of spurts out things or ideas that in Jeffrey's point of view, he kind of, oh yeah, you're kind of a genius, kind of amplified. I mean, he kind of amplifies, you know, Jeffrey's fanatical views of the
Right.
world.
Mhm.
But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff, loony stuff. But yeah, by the time that Cole was, um, when he got out of the mental
The
institution,
loony bin.
and God, what happened? How did he get back?
He was transported back to his time,
Yeah, but I forgot how that
and then
happened.
people in the institute thought that he was
Oh yeah, because he was recaptured again. He
yeah,
was
and he
put in
was
solitary
restrained, he was
confinement.
drugged, he was restrained, he was locked in a cell, and
Yeah,
then
solitary
like
confinement
yeah.
cell, and After a
Mhm.
few hours, he was just gone.
Mhm.
And back flash forward to the future where he reported his findings, and it's just kind of I don't know, useless, right? I mean, he just got locked into the mental institution, and
Yeah.
but he did, but he did get, but he did encounter Jeffrey Goins, which is surprisingly very important in tracking down the army of the 12 monkeys as to what the goal of the scientist is, you know.
Yeah.
Then, so he got sent back in time,
Again.
and yeah. So what happened? I mean,
He got sent back in time again, and he
think,
midway during his travel, he was transported into World War One, and one of his
yeah,
fellow time travelers was actually trans was in the process of being transported there too, and he actually runs into him during that brief window that they both were like both in World War One, and he actually gets himself shot, which
yeah,
later becomes part of the plot of how the
knew that he
psychiatrist,
was
right?
telling the truth.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like kind of put things together that, oh my God, he's actually telling the truth. Now he continues to jump forward. No,
yeah, to
continues to jump
1996.
back. No, he jumped forward in time again to the right timeline, which was 1996, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this was before the thing happened. So it was in
Yeah,
1996. So
and it's
he transports there and he finds this flyer about the psychiatrist is basically giving her, like a talk or like a book signing
yeah,
event thing.
book
So
signing.
he goes and like kidnaps her in a way, and then they go and investigate. He kind of like holds her hostage to take him to places where he starts investigating to learn more about the
Yeah,
12 monkeys. And then later on he finds that what is Brad Pitt's character's name again?
Jeff Goins.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jeff, yeah.
he finds out that he's actually a son of a very popular neurologist. So
Yeah, like a
he's
prize winning neurologist or
basically a
something
rich
like
kid.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Um
when he confront him, going to nice and involved with a certain virus, but he kind of gets a nod when he kind of mentions the 12 monkeys, because we can find out that it's actually James who thought of that concept, like the arm of 12 monkeys. So it's actually James and Jeffrey's project, if you know what I mean.
it was during the scene where they were in the asylum, right? Where he mentions the
Yeah.
12 monkeys, and I think that's where it's funny because that's where Brad Pitt got. I keep calling Brad Pitt, but where Jeff gets the idea of the 12 monkeys, and then he kind of makes it his own.
Yeah, and during that scene, it's like James is half drugged and half conscious of what he's
Yeah.
telling. It's kind of ironic that, oh, I've been sent back in time to actually find out that I was the one who invented or have
Yeah.
some part of
Yeah, or
in
contributed to,
the 12 monkeys. Yeah.
to making it happen that way.
So
Yeah.
after that,
Um.
he got he got jumped again. Fast forward to 2027, and that's where I think
Right.
the scientists gave him a pardon. Like his mission was near complete, so he got enough what do you call this? He got enough info about the 12 monkeys and all that. But he decides to himself that he's insane, that the future is something that he made up, and he wants to live in the present, like in 1996, because as someone who lives in the future in that kind of condition, who doesn't want fresh air and good music,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So he tries to go back in time, I guess. And also, while that is happening, Dr. Riley sort of now believes that, James is telling the truth, that he begins to find subtle things that is actually related to James. Like, the bullet that he got from James is actually, uh, you know,
Dated
A World
from
War
World War
One bullet.
One. Mhm.
And when she tried to further research about World War One, he saw the picture of Jose, and funnily photoshopped is Bruce Willis naked in the background. He was like, "Oh my god!" And
I'm
there you go. I
naked.
mean, yeah. And he went back to Philadelphia and to the headquarters of the
To
12
the 12
Monkeys.
monkeys. Tried to confront them.
Yeah, but she wouldn't let him. So she tried to talk to this crazy dude who was following them before,
Right.
and the crazy dude gave her some advice on how to communicate with the future, and she tried to do this. I don't know why she did it, but she kind of writes something in spray paint, like,
Yeah,
is
she
this the
spray
twelve monkey
painted
road?
the. Well, what did she write?
Like,
12
I believe it's
monkeys is real. 5 billion people die or something like that. Like she
yeah,
literally wrote down what would happen.
yeah, and Bruce Willis. I'm sorry,
Bruce
James
Willis.
Cole. Bruce Willis found
Bruce
out
Willis.
during you know the debriefing with the scientists, and he decided to go back. When he get back, he doesn't want to go back anymore to the future. So it's just like trying to go AWOL, but he
Yeah.
decides to go on and live on with the mission, and he kind of does that. And I guess we could jump back to the airport scene where
Mhm.
they try to get away out of you know Philadelphia because of the impending virus that happens. And sidetrack to that one, we learned that the 12 Monkeys movement is actually different than what we expected. So it's just like, free the animals. That's what Brad Pitt is actually going for, and not the virus. And
Mhm.
during the airport scene, we learned that the actual dude who releases the virus is that loony doctor whom Dr. Rayleigh meets in the lecture book signing. Like, he's the
Oh,
one
is that
who
who he
asks Kush
was?
about her, like, would you like to know about the human race is trying to get, schedule
Was that
self-destruction, blah blah blah. That's
was that
him.
him?
That is him.
No, I remember that
It's
guy.
such a it's such a funny scene because he's the one who's standing out against all of these other fans of Dr. Rayleigh. So
Right?
it's just trying to talk himself out of, her interest, but she keeps ignoring him. And that's him. But anyway,
Of course, it's
when he tried,
always the socially awkward one.
yeah, it's pretty, I don't know, it's not much of a developed, I mean, a well-developed villain. Like,
No, he really isn't. He just
it's
comes out of
close to,
nowhere.
yeah, come out of nowhere. I was hoping that Brad Pitt is actually the
The
villain, but it's
villain.
not. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but
It's a little bit of misdirection.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, it
Sad.
so happens that Dr. Peters, that's the villain's name. Dr. Peters is the one who will go to these locations to spread the virus. Dr. Rayleigh identifies him and tells James that he's the guy who needs to
Who has the
kill.
virus? Yep.
Yeah, who has the virus.
Hmm.
And sadly, when he's about to confront Dr. Peters, he got shot by the police.
Hmm.
And during that scene is what's happening is James' dream during the movie, which is him as a young boy seeing someone got shot in an airport, happens to be himself. So it was, wow, this is, you know,
Yeah. Hmm. And that
Cool,
end
cool.
part was like, oh, it
Yeah.
comes full circle.
Yeah, it comes together. It's just wow.
Yeah,
Like in the movie scene, like in the movie theater scene, it's like, oh boy, what are you doing, Rayleigh? I already told you my dream, and you keep on
you're
trying
doing
to
it.
dress me up. Yeah. And then when she became blonde, it's like, oh, I remember you the dream, but we're gonna still go to the airport. It's like, what?
Why
You
are
can
you doing
change
this?
it, James. Yeah. And
I know.
but it was a good movie. I mean, it was very thought out. I mean, it isn't that much of a I don't know. I mean, the how the time traveling thing works there. It's actually good and kind of self-contained or kind of
Yeah,
um.
yeah, I would think so.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy because they're not there to actually change the world or change the past. He's just there to actually gather information. That's what he said. So the future is
Actually,
still
it kind
there.
of
I
just
mean,
feels like it's just an infinite loop. Because he
yeah,
failed. He failed to stop him, so the virus still goes off, right? And so the
yeah.
whole process starts all over again.
I think the whole point is that they don't want to change it. Like they just want a cure for the future. So I think they
Oh,
know that
that's
they
why they're
cannot
not
change the
there
past.
to.
Yeah,
Ah,
and
that makes
that's why
sense.
the ending's kind of like a bittersweet ending.
Right.
Like James died, but at the same time he's there as a kid, and when Rayleigh notices it, he kind of gives a creepy predator wink.
She gives
Predator
him
smile.
like I'll see you when you grow up kind of look.
Yeah, oh boy, Dateline, here we come.
I see you
But
when you grow up.
mm, but yeah, that's kind of like what the plot is. And I don't know. I mean, for me, it's an okay movie.
Yeah.
Pretty well
I
thought.
yeah, as far as time traveling goes, it can get really, 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 really messy and convoluted very quickly. But I thought this movie did a pretty good job, like tying loose ends.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do any like time-related plot twists,
Right,
or they did, but it's in the context of, oh, so that's what happened,
right,
but it isn't that important or that tied to what happened as as a catalyst or a main plot.
right.
Like for example, the 1960 or what's this? The 1920 World War One photo.
Yeah, the World War One
That was
scene.
pretty smart. I mean, the bullet and all, and then that was pretty cool. I mean,
I
after that
mean,
scene, they kind of cut out to Rayleigh giving the lecture about the about prophecy
yeah,
stuff, and he kind of
prophecies
set an
versus
example.
insanity.
Yeah, and he set an example of Jose as the World War One soldier who completely forgot about French, but speaks
Like fluent
fluent English.
English.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I thought I felt that way at first too about the World War One scene, but I kind of also just felt like the World War One scene was a way for them to make that connection.
Yeah, to make James' story believable and in
Yeah,
the eyes of
that was like
the
the way for them to do it. But no, I enjoyed the movie too. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. That was also the same reason why I thought it was funny when I was looking at our sheet and I had Fate Unlimited Bladeworks in it because of that whole Archer thing where he
oh
gets removed from time and space and now he no longer he's no longer bound by death and time. So I was thinking, looking back at when this story ended, was that okay, so does that mean that the character of Bruce Willis, like when he grows up, he turns into the same person that he became,
plot twist
like, you
probably.
know what I mean? Like he goes
That's
back to that, so he becomes their prisoner again.
yeah.
and then they basically make him like his goon, their goon to
That's what I
gather
love about it.
intel.
I mean, the ending's pretty much open-ended, but at the same
Yeah,
time, that thing ends already because the virus still goes on. I mean, goes
right.
off, and it's still up to young Bruce Willis
Bruce Willis.
to try to make it better in his new
Yeah.
run.
But if you think
But
about it, if he did succeed in making it better, then it would have affected everything. Well, not maybe not everything, but like everything in the future. So that would
yeah,
mean that
it would kind of erase him. Like
if
I
if
know,
that would happen, it would be a chain reaction, right? Like if that future never happened, then Bruce Willis would have erased himself because he becomes like a conflict unless he becomes like a what do you call it? Like a time
a looper.
paradox where you're not, basically
He
a
becomes a
looper
looper.
where it's like
Yeah,
you were no longer bound by the timeline that you lived in before.
yeah. You're kind of like branded as an alternative time displaced being
Yeah.
yourself.
So you now continue to exist in a different timeline.
Yeah. So you're like Creature Trunks, except you're Bruce Willis involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 12 Monkeys. Let us know what
The
you think about the
monkeys.
movie. And speaking of the movie, I tell you, the TV series, the whole plot of the movie was just like 2 3 episodes.
Really? Are you
Yeah, and
serious?
it kind of expands on that idea, which is it was pretty fun. I mean, it's a pretty fun TV series, but I kind of stop at like episode 8 or 9 because like I said, it expands and it expands further to what the main idea is, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the future, you know. But it's
Mhm.
kind of fun to see the twists there. Like for example, I'm gonna spoil it to you, but
Okay. No spoiler
Jeffrey
though.
Goins, Jeffrey
Uh huh.
Goins isn't the man there. Like in the TV version, she is Jennifer Goins.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they kind of switch the gender on that character. It's pretty fun.
Mm.
And as for James Cole and who's this? Aaron Stanford portraying him.
Mhm.
He's kind of like it. Kind of looks like he kind of gets that um slight look in Bruce Willis' eyes when he acts. He's a he's a
It's a
good
good
Bruce
fit.
Willis impersonator for
It's a
some
good
reason.
Bruce Willis. Okay.
Yeah, he's
All
a
right.
good
Might
Bruce
check it
Willis.
out. I'll check it out.
Al-
I'll check it out.
Although in this version he has hair, like he has long hair, like the hair he has in the movie at the third act.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
yeah, this is pretty good. Kirk Azevedo, man. The only reason why I watched this because he's rough
Because
as
he's in
fuck.
on
Like James
it.
Cole, what you doing, man? But yeah, it's pretty cool. And also another change there in the series that Katarina Jones, the woman scientist at the last scene of the movie, like the one that the Doctor villain met in the airplane. So she's an important character in the TV series. So it's kind of neat. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
kind of fun. Yeah,
I'll allow it.
yeah. Allow it. Yeah.
I'll
Anyway,
allow it. All right.
movie club. That's it. So we move on to the next feature topic, which is the first and most memorable games you played. So
Oh.
I know we were kind of born on the same era, which
Yep.
is
It's true.
we kind of experienced games in the NES era, or should I say in the Philippines, the family
The
computer
family computer era. Oh
era.
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, we have similar stuff here when it comes to time, like era wise. I mean, I I know for me, I bet that the most memorable game you have is in the PlayStation era because that's the first console game you own
Right.
during
The
your
first
childhood.
major one. Or at least
Yeah,
the
right?
yeah, the
Right?
one
Yeah.
that I like viciously played like nonstop, like crazy played. Yeah,
So,
PlayStation 1 definitely.
so who's
But
gonna go first? All right, I'll do it.
yeah.
Okay, so first memorable, well, the first game I played definitely Mario 3 in the NES,
Okay.
and well, I was like 4 years old when this came out, and
What was
I
the
was intimidated.
yeah.
I was intimidated. I really admit I was intimidated with Mario. Like, I didn't finish it. I kind of played the first two stages, and after that, I let my dad work his magic, and I just watched.
Just watch him play?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm more of like a Tetris guy during my NES days because
Ah.
it's more simple.
Yeah. Mhm.
But Mario 3 really gave me the impression of quality or fun gaming. Like I think the last I don't know, like the farthest I got from Mario 3 when I was a kid is like World 3 or World 2.
Mm.
But I would
Mhm.
I wouldn't say that I have a lot of fun playing that game. And most
A lot
memorable
of
game, like,
frustrations.
yeah, a lot of frustrations, definitely.
A
But
lot of frustrations.
I love the raccoon leaf, the little Mario tail
Mhm.
raccoon or tail. It's pretty cool. It loves to fly, so it's kind of a first in series. But anyway, most memorable games you played, like I said before, PlayStation era is the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, when I first got my PS4, my PS1.
Soon. You
When
can say that
when
soon.
I first, yeah, when I first got my PS1, the first two games that I bought was Disney's Hercules and Rockman X4, also known as Mega Man X4. For the reason that I picked Hercules because the movie just came out, I think, like 2 months after, and Rockman X4 because I deliberately saw um, game demos in Astrovision when it first came out.
Ah,
I
I
was
see.
like, this is a pretty cool game. I mean, I know Rockman from Rockman 2 way before, you know, it was Rockman X4. And I know that it's a hard ass game because I kind of didn't finish Rockman
What?
2 when I was a kid.
Wait,
Well,
really?
I was a kid, man. Like
Ah, that's true. That's true.
I
That's
can't do it.
fair.
I can't do it.
That
At
is
five
fair.
years old, I can't do it.
You're like, nope.
And yeah, so but Rockman X4 is pretty cool because you have Zero with the lightsabers and oh, that's pretty cool, dude. He does the show you can and stuff. So I
Oh
bought that
man.
game, and the hours I put just in Hercules alone was very memorable because it's one of the most frustrating games I've ever played. I thought it was easy, but it was
Mhm.
not. It's like Aladdin games easy, which is not, and it's frustrating at first
Oh god.
until you get
Like remember the old classic Prince of Persia game?
yeah, yeah.
Like
Well,
the 2D scroller?
not that unforgiving,
Oh,
but
not like
it's
that.
the
Okay.
same. It's the same concept of like you don't know what to do until you read the manual or you did something by accident that oh this is the one that you have to do. And
Mm.
that's one of the things that Hercules has running in the game. But it was actually a well animated and good looking game during
Mm.
the PlayStation era. It's enjoyable. Then for Rockman X4, man, I played the shit out of that game. Like I spent like a good 3 months just replaying the missions,
Oh
and I didn't
really?
even finish it. It was that frustrating. Like I don't know, I reached the last boss,
Yeah.
and
But you never
I just
finished it?
couldn't finish. Yeah, I just couldn't finish it. The
Mm.
attrition that you need on that one is crazy. And I don't know if well, I think yeah, I revisited it and eventually I beat it, but that was on
Okay,
the
good.
PC when it was released on the PC. But I never finished it during PlayStation 1 era. So, yeah,
Mm.
that's it. That's one of the memorable games. I
Alright.
like to add one,
Yeah,
but
go for it.
I'll just mention it.
Do it.
The Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is very dear to me when it first released. I bought the Dreamcast because I believe that it is the next
It,
Sega
it was the
Genesis.
future. It was the
Yeah,
future.
it's the future. And yeah, uh, one of the most memorable games there that I played was Shenmue. That's it.
Shenmue.
Yeah, it's like a Japanese GTA style. Probably not
Okay,
GTA style. Like it's like an open world detective game that
I
has
see.
parts of fighting game because it was made by the same guys who made Virtua Fighter.
Okay.
So you kind of like try to figure out who killed your father. So you try to look for clues in your village, and you kind of talk to kids, talk to old ladies. Then
Mm.
next thing you know, you go to a convenience store and you try to buy hot dogs and meals. And when you went out to the convenience store, you spotted the Gashapon capsule dispenser, and that's your first 2 hours of the game. You just buy Gashapon capsules, and you get to collect
Mm.
the Gashapon capsules, and then you come back, you call it a day, you go back in the morning, and you go try to look for money, and you go back again and buy those Gashapon capsules.
So you get a job.
Um, yeah, you got a job as a
You
forklift
get a
driver.
job.
Yeah, you have a job
Okay.
as a forklift driver,
All
and you kind
right.
of there's
Okay.
also a bit that you learn martial arts from a
Oh.
hot dog vendor who's Jamaican. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Pretty cool. And
Sounds legit.
yeah, you get to go to arcades also and play a little Space Harrier. So
Mm.
games up
Okay.
and right there. So it's pretty funny. It's pretty addicting during its time. It's pretty good looking at that time.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my memorable games.
All right. I'm gonna start my list off with my first game that I ever remember playing that's not Tetris.
Oh, all right.
Because you make a good point. Because like Tetris is, yeah, I mean like
They're just
Tetris was like
everywhere. Yeah.
it was always around, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the first video game that I would say that I like played was Elevator Action. And I remember
Oh.
this really well because I used to play this like all the time with my brother because Elevator Action is basically like I believe it's like you're trying to I think it's co-op and you're trying
All
to
right.
sorry
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
it's co-op
Sorry.
and you're basically trying to go up these elevators and there are like I think you're trying to fight them like a gang or like a mafia or something and it's like they pop out of these elevators and it's you and your buddy that's trying to like take them out before they take you out. So you're riding elevators up and you don't know exactly where you pop out
Is,
of, like what level you pop out.
is this the family computer or is it late?
I think it's family computer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, it's the first time
And
I hear
then
of that.
oh yeah,
Elevator
but
act.
this is like way back, way back. I can't
Oh,
honestly I
okay.
can't even
Yeah.
remember the mechanics that well. But I
I'm
remember the
I'm
whole riding
opening
the elevators up.
the screenshots. Yeah.
Um,
Everything. So that's pretty
And
cool.
then the most memorable games that I played, I would say like in the most chronological order. First, the earliest game that I would say is most memorable to me was WWE Warzone. This was in
Oh
1998
yeah.
on
Yeah.
PS1.
I love that. I love that game.
Oh man, this was like the time when they started moving towards the more
It's like
3D dynamic,
wrestling
graphics
game. Yeah.
for
It's like
wrestling games because it used to be like a 2D slash 3D kind of,
yeah. I mean
wrestling.
WrestleMania for the arcade game. Yeah.
Yeah,
I happen
yeah,
to remember that one.
yeah.
But yeah, this is the first 3D wrestling game, I guess. You could
I
say
from
that.
what I recall, yeah, it's kind of like the first like
First
rendered 3D, first
WWE. Yeah.
rendered 3D. And I remember
Yeah.
the most favorite, the best part about this game for me was being able to do high risk maneuvers from like anywhere.
Oh yeah.
And like my favorite move was the diving missile drop kick. It's like when you
Oh
jump
yeah, that's
forward and like
overpowered.
your 2 feet just pop up in front of you and like your elbows tuck behind
Like
you and you're just like a
backflip.
diving missile who just
Yeah,
smacks it right in your opponent's face and they just back roll and it's like the funniest shit in the world. And
it's like
I
snaps
remember,
into your opponent's head automatically. It's pretty
yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah, it auto locks to it. And
Yeah.
then I remember also being able to set up like the tables.
Oh
And then
yeah.
you try to knock him out and then you put him on the table and then we would do like these ridiculous things where it's like the table is outside of the ring and then we would jump from the top of the inside and then jump out. And I
Yeah.
remember they also introduced the character creation in this
Oh,
game.
that's one of my favorites also. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And we made me and my next door neighbor James, we made luchadors. But
Oh,
these
that's
luchadors are like super thin. We're like super skinny, but we go against like big heavyweight guys, and then we like just do high risk maneuvers with them, and then like we do
oh
like big moves like power bombs on them, and it's like yeah, there's no freaking way that you could do this in like real life. It's
You know my
hours
favorite
of
thing
fun.
about WWE Warzone. My favorite thing
What
there
was
is the
it?
crowd. It's the
You
crowd
mean the
because
cardboard crowd?
they they kind of react on what you do. So, for example, if they like Rocky, they go Rocky, Rocky, but
Oh
they kind of fight
yeah,
against
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's like Rocky,
They just boom
Rocky.
boom.
Yeah, and
I
the
remember that.
funny
And then
thing
it's
is if you're
yeah.
playing a custom created character, they just spread out player one, player.
Yeah.
There's just some guy.
They're like
Player one,
that guy.
you. Oh no.
And I
It's
remember
pretty
when you
funny.
when you created your character, you have a set of signs that you can set up for your fans.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
hold it up during the fight. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Oh
Oh
god.
man, it
And
was
also
some good
the
times.
grunts of the wrestlers there. It's pretty awesome. Like
Oh man, I can't remember the grunts. I can't remember the
I
grunts.
remember
But it's
Undertaker
gotta be
whenever
funny.
you're going on a submission hold to Undertaker, he just says just like something like that. But when you put The Rock
Uh.
in a submission hold, he's like, oh damn. He's like, what? He's like at the end of the at the end of the thing, he just says, oh damn. All right, okay, Rock.
Oh
It's
man.
pretty funny. But
Oh
yeah,
jeez. Yeah,
it
good times.
it was a fun wrestling game for its time.
Oh yeah.
Then SmackDown came out and blew everything under the
Oh
water.
yeah. SmackDown introduced being able to jump off of the Titantron. And
Yeah,
that
and
was
it
the next level for me.
the next innovation of
That
wrestling
was the
games.
next that was the next innovation for my luchadors.
Yeah,
Oh, and
pretty
they
fun.
also had the what was it, that ladder match where it was like you have to grab the belt
Yeah.
and it's like you have to hold on to it unless someone can like knock you off.
The thing about SmackDown that I liked was the more robust character creation
Mhm.
because you kind of customize their moves and the moves names, so you can you you can kind of set your finisher to just a normal pile driver or a normal kick in the in the nuts.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
That's
right.
her
But it's just
special
like
move, and then you rename it like Nut Special or something.
the
Pretty cool.
Nutcracker.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh man. All right. Well, my next most memorable game, from what I recall, is I would say The Sims.
Oh
Like
yeah,
classic The Sims.
The
I mean,
Sims
obviously it
One.
came out with like a bunch of expansions. So you have The Sims, you have Sims, what was it,
Pets.
Valentine's Day or something like that? Sims
Yeah,
Pets. There was Sims Vacation,
yeah.
and I remember I had this website like bookmarked, and it was like a bunch of people
Skin.
created these items to make life a lot easier for
Yeah,
The
yeah. I
Sims.
was thinking of that
So I
one.
had something called like the rejuvenation chamber where it was like you go and take a shower
Oh,
and you get everything maxed out. You
Yeah, I
basically
had that item. I also downloaded that one.
you pee in there, you eat in there, you take a shit in there, you do everything there except for room. I remember room was always like it goes zero, and then the minute you
Uh,
step out of the shower, it goes full blast. Because your room's
that's funny.
decorated, but the
Yeah,
but the shower is
but
like
the
shit.
rejuvenation room shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember making
I
houses that were floating. Like it was a staircase and then just the second floor. The first floor
oh,
was like all empty. There is no first floor.
so it's like a pillar supporting the second floor.
Yeah, but no, it's not even a pillar. It's just a staircase holding the house
Oh,
up.
so you kind of bugged it out, or you kind of hacked it to a
Yeah,
point
in a
that
way.
it's
You can't edit the tiles anymore because it's not standing on anything. But if you
yeah.
create the first floor first, then you can make the second floor.
Yeah, I remember on the same site. I think I believe it's the same site that you visited. Is that they also let you download skins,
Oh
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
have buttload of Resident Evil related skins there.
Oh yeah, like
So what I
clothes and
so what I did it was I created the stars members and put it in one house, and then I
okay.
created another stars member. I mean, no, another family that fully consists of zombies. All of them are and to add the and to add the creep factor and gloom factor, I kind of killed like five of them first. And
What?
you know
All
Sims
right.
and how
All
it's
right.
kind of like
Yeah.
a
I
torture
mean,
simulation.
yeah. It's like you get that neighbor who comes and visits, you
Yeah,
open up a room and then you edit and you take the door out. And then he just dies
yeah,
there.
yeah, exactly. So something like that, because the only reason why I did that is because I want tombstones in the backyard.
Ah, yeah. Yeah,
So
I remember that.
that's the thing.
There was also the
Uh,
whole if they die in the kitchen, they burn, you get the urn instead.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. That was pretty good.
never
I used
happened.
to decorate my room with urns. That was pretty great.
That's awful. But no, that makes sense.
It's decorative. Oh, jeez.
So yeah, what
But
about you
yeah.
guys? What is your first and most memorable games you played during your childhood? So drop us by, comment or to in our Facebook page, facebook.com/cubes, and there you go.
Do it.
Moving on to the news. So far we only have two bits right now.
Yeah.
A lot of I mean I know a lot has happened during the past 2 weeks, but we're not gonna dabble into that anymore. Um, what we have though is news mostly about comics and comics
Comic
related
book
and comic book
news.
movie related news. First one is yeah, Captain America is back again. I
He's
mean, really,
back.
this is just I don't know. You know, maybe a lot of people are excited that Steve Rogers will return to being Captain America. I say that it's too early because they just kind of started with Sam Wilson, like I don't know, the third quarter of last year or the fourth quarter of last year. So now we gotta have, well, starting, I don't know, a couple of months in the future, we're gonna have two Captain America books. One is Steve Rogers Captain America and Captain America Sam Wilson. So Sam's not gonna, not gonna
He's not gonna be
take down the
dethroned.
Captain America. Yeah, he's not gonna be dethroned as Captain America. He's still gonna be the one who's gonna use Cap's old shield, and Captain
Ah.
America, meaning Steve Rogers, will don a new outfit that's kind of similar to what he wears in Secret Avengers or Uncanny Avengers. And, who's this guy? Daniel Acuna's run last year.
Okay.
So he's like a high tech. It's like a high tech version of Captain America's UV uniform. But what's surprising about this one is the shield. So it's a new shield that's shaped like his original 1920s, 1940s shield.
Yeah,
So it's like
like the crest shield.
yeah, crest shield, and it has a
Detachable
an
shield.
an an energy blade that can spring in the front, but at the same time the shield can be detached in half so that he can use the shield using both his arms. So I don't know about this design choice, like for real, like seriously. If you're gonna use your shield, break it in half, and the designer says that, oh, this can be used for both offensive and defensive capabilities. So what's gonna be your defense? Is it gonna be the left or the right?
I feel like
It's like,
I feel like
ah,
making reimagining Steve Rogers into this setting again and still sticking with the shield is kind of, if in a way, this kind of feels like it's so out of place now. For them to
yeah.
bring in the shield back, like give him something new, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
I don't know, give him
for,
like enhanced gauntlets or something,
well,
you know?
for me, the shield concept is okay, but this new shield doesn't fit. I mean, Steve Rogers held some sort of holographic shield during the siege event, and that works because it's still round, it's still iconic, like his round shield. So he should
Right.
have used that one, and try to use a gun or a submachine gun, just like his Ultimate's counterpart. That
Mm.
that would work, but this one is just pretty. It's like it's like a 10-year-old designed the shield, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you want the new Captain America to have an awesome shield? We'll have two shields. Something like that. It's like a Hasbro toy
It is kind of like a hash bro
in
toy.
concept.
It looks
Like,
so. It doesn't look
uh,
good. I don't like
yeah,
it. That's just me
yeah, me
though.
neither. Nah, me neither. I'm with the same
Yeah.
page that I don't like Steve's shield. I'm with the same. Well, I don't know if you're in the same page that Steve Rogers is coming back, but
Yeah,
it's
I'm on the same
it's
page with
it's
that one.
it's inevitable, I guess, because Civil War is gonna happen this year anyway. So what better time to promote your movie than to get on with the comics version. It's in other news, Emil, I think you have something for us.
I sure do. So after months of speculation, ever since San Diego Comic Con, ever since they released a trailer for Batman vs Superman, there has been
Uh-huh.
speculation on who would play as Martha Wayne for the movie, and fans have already kind of suspected that it would be this person, and we've now received confirmation based off of IMDb, and she also confirmed it on her I think it was on her social media channels that Lauren Cohan of Walking Dead
Oh,
has already been cast to
Maggie.
be Martha Wayne for Batman vs Superman. So that is
Uh,
yeah.
this is kind of, I don't know, is Martha Wayne kind of relevant in the movie? Like, I'm sure that she's just gonna be
The
like
death scene.
minutes in the flashback, and a
Yeah.
lot of fans are kind of into this.
They love seeing Thomas and Martha Wayne just die. So that's just their thing. So it has to be like
Sick
really good
fans.
looking people to just die.
Yeah, I guess so. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. Martha Wayne
The
died.
Waynes, she I expect her to be shot at some point during the movie. I
Well, you
mean,
know what you're gonna expect. Yeah.
yeah, she looks great though. I'm sure she'd look good,
It's
like no matter
but
what happens.
but on an interesting note, Thomas Wayne's played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so we have Maggie and Negan as Mr. Wayne's parents. Oh,
It'll be
why
good.
did they do this? But
It's kind of
anyway, that's
funny
pretty
though. It's
funny.
kind of funny.
Yeah. Like, oh, hi, Maggie. My name is Negan. I actually killed your boyfriend.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to basically brutally beat him with a bat.
Yeah.
Ah, that was eyeball popping.
Anyways, so
Ah,
I guess that wraps up our first podcast of 2016.
yeah.
So I guess we're gonna do this every week. again, and hopefully, as always, Robert will be available next week.
Or a new,
Oh,
possibly a new
oh,
OGF member who
hold
may
on.
be joining
Original,
the ranks soon. But we'll
original
see.
Autocard Gamer Friends.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, we'll see.
yeah,
We'll see. We're working on it.
surprise guests, and hopefully it will come back
Yeah,
and it will be better, or it will happen. Hopefully,
we'll
yeah,
make it
yeah.
happen.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, follow us in our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/noobs and cubes, where you'll see a lot of our gaming videos.
Yeah,
So far
definitely
we
check out
have
our. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So far we have keep talking. Nobody explodes lined up
Yep.
every
Mhm.
Monday. So yeah, I think
Keep
it's Monday.
talking and
No,
nobody
it's Wednesday. Sorry, it's Monday.
explodes.
It's
We also
Wednesday
have
and
Game of
Dark
Thrones
Souls 2. Yeah, the Game
and
of
Dark
Thrones
Souls.
every Monday. I think
Yeah,
we're
every
gonna put
Monday.
it.
Mhm.
It will kind of end after two episodes. Of course, we're just saying these schedules as estimates. We won't know
Very
for
rough
sure because
estimates.
I'm in the Philippines, so Emil's in the States, so it's gonna have like a 1 day gap or 1 day difference. But whatever. Like for example, Dark Souls, which we usually upload during Fridays, might be Thursdays to him. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it all works.
Speaking of subscribing, you can also you can also catch us in Facebook. So it's facebook.com/noobs and cubes, where you can comment, or comment stuff about the podcast, our discussions there. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoy the show, and we'll be back next week. See you then.
All right. Bye bye.